Hey, Epat6000 here. This is my first E-Cig review, but I wanted to do it for one of my favorite companies. I saw there were no reviews for it, so this is the Aquavapor Hybris mod. It's brand new, but it's pretty cool. It's got some really cool features I haven't seen in other devices, and for the size, I mean, for a pocket mod, it's pretty much got everything you need. Variable voltage from 3 volts to 6 volts. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. One of the cool things, a lot of the ones this size, it's all enclosed. You can't take the battery out. This one has a removable 14500 battery. The one it comes with is 650 ampere hours. You can also get it up to 700. I've seen a few higher. But so yeah, it'll usually last about a whole day. For mild vapors. If you're a heavy vapor, you might want to carry an extra battery with you. It also includes, a standard Ego style charger. But some of the cool things with it is when you attach your atomizer tank, which we'll get more into that in a minute because it's got some cool features that Aquavapor did. You can see your voltage. It's got a plus and minus. You can go by 0.1 increments from 3 volts to 6 volts. Once you get to 6, it will loop back around if you want. If you keep it in your pocket or if you're just throwing around, one thing you can do is if you hold down the plus and the minus sign at the same time, it'll flash and then your voltage is locked, so you're not going to get that changed. So we'll unlock that. One of the other cool features, if you look, is if you press the fire button 5 times in quick succession, it'll show you the ohms of the current atomizer attached, so you can kind of decide, what voltage you want to do based on that. It's a really nice finish. It says Hybris down here. It's a really nice touch. Plenty of battery vents at the very bottom, and then it also has, it's kind of hard to see right here, but it has a little drilling to put in the included lanyard, so you can have a lanyard on it if you want. Let me pull the charger out. So yeah, it's got a cool little Hybris branded charger. I kind of like this one rather than the ones where it just has the USB plug here. I kind of like having this, because when you have it in the wall, sometimes they droop and it hangs depending on the socket. So yeah, when it comes to the tank, this is one of the cool things. It's basically looks pretty much identical to a traditional Kanger EVOD. Here's the EVOD here. Here is the AVBCT. Identical size pretty much. The vent holes are a little higher, which is nice because it means you don't have to, a lot of times with Kangers on different batteries, you have to kind of back it off the threads a little so that it doesn't get, block off the holes. It's not so much a problem with the Hybris. It's a bottom filling tank. And then this comes off. The one thing, the coil that they use on this has a much better flavor and vapor output. But yeah, so you can, it's got a 2.4 ohms coil in there right now. You can take it off, and these coils will work on a traditional Kanger EVOD, but it will not. A Kanger EVOD coil will not work in this. So if you buy a bunch of these coils, you're fine for all your different tanks. But yeah, so you just fill it, put the liquid in there at an angle, make sure it doesn't get down the hole, just like most other bottom feeding tanks, and you're good to go. The one weird thing with this device that I'm not used to is normally for all my other batteries I've ever had, it's you press the fire button either 3 times or 5 times to power it on or off. With this one, it's actually you hold down the minus sign for 5 seconds. It powers the device off. 5 more seconds, and you're back on. So to check your battery life, you will hold the plus sign for a couple seconds. It'll say 3.5 volts. That's kind of mid-range. You want it to be closer to 3.7 volts. Once it gets below 3.3 is when your battery is going to die. I haven't noticed any, rattlesnaking where you get closer to the bottom of the battery life and it stops performing as well, which is nice because a lot of devices do that and it sucks. But let's go ahead and vape. So you get a really nice, strong vape to it. It performs, much better than other ones, especially having variable voltage. Most times I keep mine between 4 and 5 somewhere. If you crank it up to 6, you get a lot of vapor. It's pretty heavy. But yeah, it's definitely a solid device. I've had the MyGo variable voltage. It's essentially the same. It's a lot easier to use. The lock feature, it flashes when you lock. The MyGo did not do that, so it's definitely a really solid mod. I recommend it to anyone. And from Aquavapor, considering it's $40, you get the battery, you get the tank, you get a bottle of juice and the charger, and the lanyard. It's a pretty killer deal all in all, because tank by itself is $10, a charger is $5, bottle of juice is $5, so you're really barely paying anything for the battery itself. It's a really solid unit. It doesn't, jiggle at all when you move it around. Replaceable batteries, so you can buy, extra batteries. I have a few. I've got a fast charger. It's really solid investment if you're either just getting into variable voltage or mods, but it's also a really solid device if you're experienced and you just want something small, to throw in your pocket, maybe work with you, anything like that. So yeah, definitely check out the Aquavapor Hybris. I'll have a link in the page, but yeah, thanks and happy vaping.